Welcome back to Click Talk, where we're talking through the IT side of mergers and acquisitions. What's over all these conversations is governance. Who's deciding? Who's the boss? The clearer, the better. Let's talk about due diligence. How do you balance? Let's just talk in a situation where we've been late to the game. IT's been brought late to the game. How do you balance good due diligence with limited time? You have hey, we have 2 weeks. Well, what's your approach to that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously talking to the other company or talking to their IT team, the MSP, the internal IT department is critical. Having that open communication, showing them that, hey, we're not there just to fire all of them and we want to work with them is really critical because they're the ones with the keys to the kingdom, the passwords. They know who the problem users are. They know who has the giant mailbox that's going to blow up our system. So really forming that nice professional relationship with the other IT team is really critical for that.
Yeah, and that's right. So again, we're looking to make this harmonious. We've saying this a lot. We need clear directive, like who's the boss. You listed some of these things, but what are some other red flags that come up that don't always show up in a formal due diligence? You talked about big mailboxes, you talked about trouble users, anything else?
A lot of times when you're talking to the person, you get a sense of how mature their IT systems are. Do they have MFA for everybody? Are their computers 5 years old or 10 years old? And they've kind of been working on this sales process, so they've been under-investing in their IT systems. A lot of times after the deal is done, the IT person is going to be very open about, hey, these are the problems they have, because they look at the parent company that's buying as money to fix up their systems.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, if there are some problems, as long as you establish that professional relationship and show them that you're there to help and to make things work harmoniously, we found that the IT team at these other companies are usually very open to telling you the nitty-gritty that may not have come in the traditional IT due diligence.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because usually the items or IT projects that are gridlocked, everyone's aware of them. They're not a secret. They're just too busy to deal with them. So a merger and acquisition turns into an opportunity. We've been waiting to upgrade our servers.
Right.
We don't have the people power. We haven't had the time. Now maybe this is the time where we could make such a change. What are some other things, though, that maybe the IT person might not be aware of or is missing or isn't straightforward about that you would have to kind of read between the lines about? Or anything come to mind in that range of things?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, the IT person, especially if it's a smaller company that's being acquired, they may just not have the sophistication to even know what we are looking for, what we have in our environment. So getting credentials for 365, getting access to their servers allows us to, review their group policy objects, review their 365 setup, review their secure score, and just get a sense of, hey, this is a little bit of a mess here, or this is really in good shape. It's going to be really easy to move. So, I mean, I can't put a finger on one thing in particular. It's kind of once you do a little bit of get behind the scenes a little bit and, by talking, by doing some investigation, by getting credentials, you can usually get a pretty good sense of how good or bad the integration is going to be.
Yeah, and typically IT people, not to paint too broad of a brush, aren't really, are pretty straightforward and upfront. They're not trying to conceal anything.
Right. Because
typically they want to solve the problems. And if a problem can't be solved, it's a frustrating point for them. So it is an opportunity. A couple other things we think about is if it's a large company and they have a small IT team, we can expect on our end when we're taking a look, maybe they don't have the time to take a look at all these things. Maybe some conditional access policies aren't in place because they're just doing L1 desktop stuff. So we kind of assess based on a couple different metrics, give us an indication of, it could be a fully competent team, but understaffed. So then you're aware that again, conditional access, some of these security policies, maybe they haven't had time to take in place. Okay, great. So that's roughly how we approach IT due diligence. Again, to make it harmonious, we're trying to communicate with the other team. We're trying to form a relationship, speak openly, and just have good communication. We're going to talk about next infrastructure and core systems, kind of our approach to them in merger and acquisitions. So stay tuned. Click the next chapter.